Good evening everyone and welcome to day number 29 of the Dusty Classic. We're kicking things off here with the Radicals, Chris Benoit and D. Malenko going up against the North, All Ego, Ethan Page and Josh Alexander. Also in this episode we will have leaders of New School, Zack Sabre Jr. and Marty Scurll going up against, I don't know if they've actually got a tag team, but Oney, Lorcan and Danny Burch. They have a tag team name? I've never heard a tag team name for them, but I've not watched a hell of a lot of NXT recently, so I could be forgiven for not knowing. If they do have a tag team name, let me know. I'm just calling them Lorcan and Burch at the moment. Remember, all these matches are no disqualifications, no countouts. Pinfalls and submissions, though, must take place inside the confines of the ring. And so far, it's the Radicals doing pretty damn well to start off with. Wow, face first goes Alexander into the ring post. D. Malenko, big boot across the chest of Josh Alexander. All Ego Ethan Page now in control, though Benoit in the middle of the ring. Big boot in the gut there by Josh Alexander. Another big set of forearms. Malenko fighting back with a boot in the gut and a spinning heel kick. No! Avoided by Josh Alexander. Couple of stiff punches right in the face. Now Alexander working with Malenko. Page did have Benoit under control middle of the ring, but not quite enough now. So remember, we are on the last 4 episodes of round number 1 now. It's been a very, very long time, but we're finally getting there. Tomorrow's video, we've got No Limit, Hiromu Takahashi and Tetsuya Naito going up against Braun Strowman and Eric Rowan of the Wyatt family. And we'll have the chair swinging freaks, Axel Rotten and Bulls Mahoney going up against The Undertaker and Kane, the Brothers of Distraction. So it should be pretty fun no matter what. As Malenko now, big suplex on the outside on Alexander, hooks the legs as well, hooks the arms, should I say, sorry, to stop Alexander being able to defend himself. DDT by Malenko and Josh Alexander on the outside as well. Benoit with a sharp shooter, but Ethan Page using that leg strength to break free. Ethan Page, a lot stronger than I really thought he was. I've never really seen him wrestle that much before, I must admit. I mean, I've not been watching a lot of Impact Wrestling, which is where himself and Alexander were for quite some time. So far in AEW, I've been impressed. Seems to be a pretty decent character. He's not the most flamboyant in-ring competitor, but he seems to know what he's doing. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt and see how he gets on. I've seen a lot of good things said about him, so you never know. There could be a big opportunity. There's a pin here by Ethan Page on Benoit. Oh, Malenko wasn't going to get there in time, but Benoit was able to kick out on the 2. Page looking for the dropkick in the back, but Benoit avoids. Now Malenko taking Ethan Page up into the jackhammer as Benoit now locks in the crippler crossface on Alexander, but he was too close to the ropes and was able to use that leverage to roll through. Snap gem by Benoit, but it's Ethan Page taking down Malenko with the strikes and the chops. Big clothesline once again by Ethan Page. Benoit tried to bring Josh Alexander back up to his feet, but Page from behind with a drop kick in the back just catched him unawares. And there's the big side slam, the side effect there by Ethan Page on Chris Benoit. This could be enough to see them go through. Oh, it's not. The North almost getting the victory here. Ethan Page almost pinning Chris Benoit. Malenko brings Josh Alexander out of the corner. As Malenko now takes Page up and he's going to go. Oh, look at that. Incredible leg strength by Malenko. Just squatting with the power and the weight of Ethan Page up there in that vertical suplex position. Malenko now rolling through Page into that calf crusher. Of course, Malenko, a very, very good submission wrestler, and Benoit then really not paying enough attention. Should have been paying attention to Alexander and blocking him off, but didn't, which is a problem, as Josh Alexander now with Malenko up on the shoulders and spins him round into that neck breaker as Benoit rocking Ethan Page with these suplexes. Goes into the pin, but Alexander's there to break it up straight away. Big strike there by Benoit, who now has Josh Alexander hooked. Into that reverse DDT, Malenko with the big elbows in the head of Ethan Page as well. And now Malenko stalking Ethan Page. What is the plan here as Benoit locks in the crippler crossface on Alexander, and Ethan Page is there to break it up. Very close match, this one. Lots of back and forth in this. Benoit again, now with a cross arm bar, again broken up by Ethan Page. Now Benoit with a pin, again broken up by Ethan Page. Benoit looking to go high, again beaten by Ethan Page, and a couple of big jumping knee strikes in the face, a third. And now Ethan Page gonna bring Benoit back in the hard way. Ethan Page really busted open here. Side effect on Malenko. There's the pin while Alexander tombstone power drivers Benoit, and the North are through to the second round. The North of a huge victory there over Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit. Big surprise to me, that one. Well, not a big surprise. I mean, two fantastic teams, of course, but I just felt like, well, again, I've said this in the past in some of the previous episodes, haven't I? Just because Benoit and Malenko may be better singles competitors doesn't mean they're a better team. And that's exactly what's happened here. Ethan Page and Josh Alexander, the North, been together for a very long time. Absolutely fantastic team, the pair of them. And they've shown that as they move through to round number 2 of our Dusty Classic. Let's see who they'll be facing. And here we go then, match number 2. The leaders of New School, Marty Scurll and Zack Sabre Jr. up against Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. I was going to try and describe who's who here, but saying the one with the black trunks is not really going to help me, is it really here? It's going to be a tricky one. So we'll just try and get through it all. So Zack Sabre Jr. is the skinnier one on this near side corner, who's currently dropping the boots into Danny Burch, let's say. So Zack Sabre Jr. now bringing Lorcan into this submission, hooking him around. And on the left-hand side of the ring, you've got Marty Scurll up on his feet there with a top knot. And Oney Lorcan is the man who's currently grounded. Does that help? Does everyone know who's who? Although we have got a very good potential Black Trunk stable. The Black Trunks. That's what they could be called. Yeah, so is there a tag team name for Lorcan and Burch? I've just always called them Lorcan and Burch, but I don't know if there's actually a proper tag team name for them now. They've been together for quite some time. They were jobbing for a while, weren't they? And then eventually became the NXT Tag Team Champions until recently, where I believe there's an injury to Danny Burch, meant they've had to hand the belts back. As Burch comes in with a baseball bat, slamming into Zack Sabre Jr. The interesting one here is Zack Sabre Jr. is our current SWE champion. If somebody was to get a pin directly on Zack Sabre Jr., I dare say they should get themselves an opportunity in the future to fight for the SWE championship. That only seems fair to me. If you pin the champion, you get an opportunity at the championship. We've already got... we haven't actually. No, we haven't actually got anyone planned for... we haven't got anyone planned for the championship match at King of the Ring yet. I was just going to look at who was top of the rankings, but to be honest, if Lorcan or Burch was to get the pin here, you'd have to give them the one-on-one opportunity, wouldn't you? You'd have to. Zack with the elbow in the head now locks in another head scissors. Big elbows into the forehead again of Danny Burch, who has been busted open by Zack. Those big elbows doing the trick. Zack with a big spine buster. At the moment, it's leaders of New School who are looking very dominant in this one. Marty Scurll on the outside with a reverse suplex as Zack trying to grab a hold of the arms of Danny Burch. Burch now sending Zack over the top to the outside. And looks like Burch and Lorcan now going to try and work over Marty Scurll and just trying to eliminate Zack from the match altogether. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe not. Danny Burch has changed his mind. He's going back after Zack, who's back up on his feet. Burch now with the big strikes into the back of Zack Sabre Jr. Does Lorcan think he's got the one-on-one opportunity here against Marty Skull? It's possible. Big uppercut there by Lorcan. No, that was Burch, sorry. On Zack Sabre Jr. Everyone looks too similar in this match. Skull now rolling through Oney Lorcan inside the ring. Of course, as I said, pinfalls and submissions only count inside the ring. No disqualifications, though. No countouts on the outside. As everyone... Nope, I was going to say everyone was going on the outside, but not to be the case. As Oney Lorcan... Oh, gets a boot in the side of the head now. Big uppercut there by Marty Skull. Boots in the chest. And there's the armbar by Zack on the outside. It doesn't matter what happens out there, even if even if Burch was to tap, which he might have done. We couldn't quite see it from this angle. Even if he was to tap, it would not count. As here's the octopus stretch by Zack. That's what won him the SWE Championship. And again, he makes Burch tap. But again, it doesn't make any difference because it's outside the ring. Zack now rolls into the pin on Danny Burch. This could be game, set, and match. It's not. It's only a 2 count. Okay. Lorcan now with a half and half suplex on the outside on Marty Skull. Danny Burch now brings Zack back up to a standing base into the corner, and a big clothesline to the back of the head as Lorcan with a sledgehammer gets taken off him there by Marty Skull. Of course, Lorcan coming from Combat Zone Wrestling, probably very used to using weapons like the sledgehammer. Zack now sending Burch into the corner. Shoulder first into the post as Marty has full control of Lorcan on the outside. Commentator's curse there. As Lorcan now a big clothesline flattening Marty Skull. Has the sledgehammer right into the gut. Zack now looking for a dragon suplex, but Burch reverses it. Zack now with the strikes. Zack now slamming Burch head first into the top turnbuckle. Oh, that was one short. Zack now drops into the pin once again on Burch. Is this the straw that broke the camel's back? Not quite. Marty Skull on the outside, though. With that reverse suplex again. I mean, if you look at it logically, Zack has made Danny Burch tap twice on the outside already. As he locks in another submission here. Has the damage been done? Goes in for the pin, but Lorcan's there to break it up. Remember, the winner of this one will get the North in round number 2. After North, of course, defeated Malenko and Chris Benoit in our opening match. What a takedown that was from Zack. Front chancery there by Burch. And there's a chop and a drop kick right in the knee. Zack has the cross armbar locked in on Lorcan. Will Lorcan have to tap? He's thinking about it. No. Spinning heel kick to the gut by Zack, and Lorcan fighting back. Zack now with Lorcan up on the shoulders. Gonna drop him. Nope. Gonna powerbomb him over the top. Oh my word. Oh my word. I think Zack just tried to break Oney Lorcan in 2 there. That slam was brutal. Lorcan sending Skull back into the ring, and Zack was not far behind. All 4 men back in the ring now for the first time in quite some time. Dragon suplex by Zack as Lorcan gets pinned. Will it be enough? Burch hasn't noticed yet, and oh, it's it! Wow! Burch had not noticed the pin. He was too busy kneeing Marty Skull in the face, and the leaders of New School move through to round number 2 to face off against the North. So we're going to see, that's an interesting match that. Josh Alexander and Ethan Page up against Marty Scurll, and Zack Sabre Jr. So there we go. 2 matches down tonight. 2 more teams move through to round number 2. In tomorrow's episode, we will have No Limit, Tetsuya Naito and Hiromu Takahashi up against the Wyatt family, Braun Strowman and Eric Rowan. And we will have the chair-swinging freaks, Axel Rotten and Balls Mahoney, going up against the Brothers of Destruction, The Undertaker and Kane. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, all that other good stuff, and I will see you again next time for our next episode of the Dusty Classic. Good night.